Welcome to Miss K Movie Recap. Now I'll show you a South Korean crime film from 2014 called Tazza, The Hidden Card. Spoilers are coming, keep an eye out and be careful. The first scene of the film, when Dae-gil was still a child, he saw a strange man appear into the family's business, saying he was sent by the kid's uncle to provide them money so they could live comfortably. Dae-gil was quite impressed by this man who offered him a tip for being a good boy. Dae-gil grabbed the opportunity to make up reasons why he should be tipped higher. The man respected the boy's smartness and gave him extra cash, telling out that he would be a great hustler. When Dae-gil expressed interest in the word, the stranger taught him the skills of the trade. Since then, Dae-gil has been gambling and winning through cheating at every opportunity, beginning with pogs in middle school and progressing to real money in high school. Here in the moment, Dae-gil, an adult, works as a delivery boy but continues to gamble by participating in card games. One day, he is asked to a game at Gwang-chul's residence, when Dae-gil gets to meet the sister Mina, who is tired of witnessing Gwang-chul squander money on an addiction. Dae-gil immediately falls in love with tries to invite her out, but Mina responds by shouting to make her brother think she's being attacked and forced him to beat Dae-gil. On the way home, Dae-gil encounters his grandfather. Sneak away and head to a gambling den, where the old man loses and makes a commotion by accusing everyone of cheating. The man in command, known as Ghost, and his bodyguard take Grandpa to another room to bash him up for his actions. Dae-gil rushes to his rescue and knocks out the bodyguard. He faces Ghost, who is armed with a knife, after shocking him from behind. During the conflict, Dae-gil unintentionally stabs Ghost, so he and Grandpa flee the scene before they are apprehended. In the house, Dae-gil's mother offers him the bag of money his uncle sent years ago that she never touched, asking he should travel away to the big city and hiding for a while. Dae-gil accepts this is the best idea, but before leaving, he stops by Mina's house to tell her he isn't good enough for her now, but he'll come back as a better, worthy man and marry her. When he makes it to the city, Dae-gil rents an old small apartment and contacts his old friend Charlie, who works in a renowned gambling den. Charlie's job is pretending to be another player to beat the real attendants through cheating, then take the money back to the boss Ko-jang, who pays him a commission. Thanks to Charlie, Dae-gil gets a job there as a skivvy, and he uses his charms and tricks to sell lots of refreshments, and other employees like Seo and Madam Song, who like Charlie, pretend to be players to make everyone lose. There's also Ms. Woo, a beautiful widow customer who Dae-gil quickly gets a crush on. 5 months later, Ko-jang thinks Dae-gil has shown he's trustworthy and loyal enough to become a fake player like Charlie. Soon, Dae-gil is winning games and climbing up as the best player in the den, earning him Ko-jang's favoritism, which makes Charlie jealous. Now Dae-gil can afford good clothes and a luxury apartment, so when one night he finds Ms. Woo crying in the parking lot because she lost again, he invites her to his place to teach her how to play better. After a few hours of playing cards, Ms. Woo hits on Dae-gil, who at first tries to think of Mina but ends up giving in to Woo's advances. Since then, the two of them begin dating. Sometime later, Ko-jang chooses Ms. Woo as their next victim to be left bankrupt. The plan is to make her win for a while before striking and making her lose it all. Dae-gil warns Woo of this plan and asks her not to come back to the den, but Woo doesn't listen and shows up anyway. Using the tricks Dae-gil taught her, Ms. Woo outsmarts the others and wins anyway, causing the bankruptcy of the den. A few days later, without having heard from Woo again, Dae-gil needs a new place to make money, so Charlie invites him to a private game with a rich man called Jang, who comes with a big surprise. The fourth player is Mina, who seems to be this guy's lover. The game starts in Dae-gil's favor, and Charlie thinks they should stop while they can and leave with the money, but Dae-gil wants to keep going for bigger earnings. This proves to be a mistake when Mina distracts Dae-gil and he ends up losing it all. It turns out that Jang has been working Ko-jang and Seo all along because they had discovered Dae-gil had been dating Woo and believed they helped her win, implying they desired revenge. Dae-gil has yet to pay, a month after the game, so Jang sends his men after him to collect his kidney as part of the ransom. During kidnapping, Dae-gil's hand breaks. Jang takes the kidney, Dae-gil's apartment, and his bank account, but it's still insufficient to cover his entire obligation. Finally, Ko-jang is arrested by the police. Dae-gil must also go into hiding as his employees do. Dae-gil didn't have any money to spend, surviving by sleeping in cafeterias and eating leftovers from other tables. Mina eventually discovers him, and she invites him to supper and reveals that the game with Jang was a trap. Charlie has been working with Jang all along, and when Dae-gil was distracted with Mina, the men traded cards. Dae-gil is enraged to find that his best buddy deceived him and seeks retribution. But Mina reminds him not to do something dumb because he is intended to marry her someday. Thanks to the money Mina gifted him, Dae-gil moves to a little town and begins gambling in smaller dens. One evening, he's caught cheating, but he's helped by another player called Mr. Go. They don't recognize each other because they're both older now, but this man is the same guy that brought the money to Dae-gil's family all those years ago. Dae-gil is impressed by the way Mr. Go could change Dae-gil's cards and cover his mistake while having a prosthetic hand, so he asks him to be his mentor. Mr. Go accepts only because Dae-gil reminds him of a legendary player called Hands of God, who Dae-gil doesn't know is his uncle. Mr. Go teaches Dae-gil advanced gambling tricks and how to read people's body language. He even tells him that if one day he has to play naked, then he should just eat the extra card. The two of them become very good card partners and begin making elaborate cheating plans that allow them to start winning often again, moving from small dens to bigger ones. One evening, Dae-gil sees Charlie in the streets and follows him to demand an explanation. Charlie sold Dae-gil off because he had been jealous of him becoming the boss's favorite. Yet he's also poor now because he had been tricked as well. It turns out that from the very beginning, Seo had been working with Madame Song and Ms. Wu to bring Ko Jang down, and now Dae-gil wonders if what he and Wu had was ever real. Charlie also has devastated news. Because of Dae-gil's encounter with Mina, she has been sold. Furious, Dae-gil goes to the den Mina was sold to and is shocked to find out it's managed by Ghost, who is still alive and working for Jang. If Dae-gil wants to rescue Mina, he'll have to win a game against her while only playing with only one hand, and whoever wins will have to stab the opponent's hand. Thanks to Mr. Go's teachings, Dae-gil easily wins the game by reading Mina's body language, but instead of stabbing her, he hurts his own hand, which never fully recovered from the time Jang's men broke it anyway. Dae-gil tries to leave with Mina, but Ghost stops them, explaining the money Dae-gil made with this game isn't enough to pay for her debt. Fortunately, Mr. Go shows up and pays the rest of the money. Once they make it back to Go's place and Mina falls asleep, Dae-gil wonders if someone can truly carry on a good life by only gambling. Mr. Go explains he only gambled because he was addicted, but once upon a time, there had been 4 legendary gamblers. One of them fell off a train under mysterious circumstances. The second lost his ear to the third, called Agui, who is also the guy that cut Go's hand and is known to be evil. All gamblers have misfortune as their fate, which is why the 4th legendary gambler, Hands of God, left during a huge game he was about to win, not wanting to have a dark future too. If Dae-gil wants a good life with Mina, Go thinks he should quit as well. Sometime later, Dae-gil takes Mina out to dinner and learns what happened to her. Her brother Guang-chul used to gamble with Ghost, and one night, when Mina went to pick him up, she got to meet Jang, who became obsessed with her. Jang made a plan to set up Guang-hul with a gambling doctor that put him in Ghost's debt, causing Mina to show up to help her brother by working as a hustler. However, while she played, Jang's men would slip something in her coffee, then send her to spend the night with some of the clients. And now Mina considers herself a filthy woman. Guang-chul lost it when he heard what happened to her and killed the doctor that tricked him, for which he was sent to jail. Dae-gil explains he doesn't care because he's a dirty man too, so he wants to spend his life with her, and the two of them finally kiss. Meanwhile, Jang is furious with Ghost for having sold Mina and orders him to get her back no matter what. Ghost sends his bodyguard after the trio and Dae-gil tries to beat him in a fight, but the guy is too strong. Seeing there's no other choice, Mr. Go tackles the bodyguard off a platform, killing them both. Before dying, Go asks Dae-gil to go away and not take revenge. Dae-gil doesn't listen and begins preparing a plan to get Jang back. Mina visits Guang-chul in prison to get the names of 2 criminal friends that are experts at setups. With their help, they make Madame Song lose everything. Then Mina pretends to be a naive rich girl that Song can take advantage of. Mina pretends to lose at first, and once Song is tricked into a false sense of security, she wins it all back. Since Song is desperate now, Dae-gil pays her off to get them a game with Seo, who Mina defeats as well before handing him to Ko Jang so he can have his revenge too. All this money allows Dae-gil and Mina to move into a nicer apartment and keep paying Guang-chul's friends for their help. Next, Dae-gil gets in contact with Miss Wu again to use her to get Jang, offering her a commission too. Jang sees through Miss Wu's act though, and doesn't accept her as his new player. In fact, he guesses Dae-gil must be using her. After Woo leaves, Jang worries he may be robbed by Dae-gil soon and moves all his money to an abandoned building nobody knows about. However, this had been the plan all along. While leaving, Woo had touched Jang and planted a tracker that showed the group the location of the money. To make revenge sweeter, they only steal half of it, then send the police to find the other half. Jang falls under an investigation for illegal gambling and bribing of officers, so he runs away and the government puts a reward on his head. Dae-gil meets with Woo to pay her, but when she sees him with Mina, she gets jealous and goes to find Jang to tell him everything. Dae-gil and Mina are getting ready to leave the country when they get a call from Jang, who has kidnapped Gwang-chul's friends and demands to get his money back in exchange for their lives. Dae-gil agrees to meet, and at the moment of the exchange, the thug that hands in the victims takes out a knife to stab Dae-gil, but he had already been expecting dirty play. After tasing the thug, Dae-gil lights the suitcase on fire and leaves with his friends. Jang rushes to put the fire out and discovers the suitcase had been full of fake money, so he and his men go after Dae-gil, which triggers a car chase through the city. Unfortunately, Mina never learned to drive properly and she ends up crashing the car. While Jang takes away the money, Dae-gil notices Mina has blood between her thighs and discovers she had been pregnant only to lose the baby in the car crash. Mina ends up in the hospital, where she's visited by Gwang-chul, who finally was released from jail after Dae-gil paid off his bail back when they started making money again. Meanwhile, Jang pays Woo her part of the deal before meeting with some men that will smuggle him out of the country. However, these men are also paid by Woo and they beat up Jang. Woo wants to leave, thinking she has won, but these thugs are actually working for Ghost, who shows up, puts her to sleep, and after ditching her on a pile of trash, he leaves with all the money. When Woo later returns home, she's shocked to find Jang there, who had also been thrown on a pile of trash instead of killed as she had asked. Ghost takes the money back to the real boss, the legendary Agui, who has also lost a bunch of fingers. He instantly realizes there is a tracker hidden inside the bag and anticipates they will be found soon. As he predicted, Dae-gil appears together with Gwang-chul, after Jang followed closely, and discussion soon starts over who owns the money and who should kill who. So Agui offers a solution, one final massive game in which they bet not just money but also their heads. Everyone approves, and Jang proceeds to sell Woo to get funds for the game, but she convinces him to take her to the game since she can assist him distract Dae-gil based on their history together. Dae-gil receives his money from Jang, who wants Dae-gil a successful life, and a recovering Mina. Tells Gwang-chul that she will be Dae-gil's partner since she does not want her brother to collapse. Back into addiction, the day of the game arrives, and regulations are created to prevent cheating. Everyone will play naked and use only one hand. Woo has also brought banned new sealed decks so that no one can utilize the marked cards. The game starts fine, but then something unusual happens. Dae-gil recognizes that the cards Woo has brought can be seen through if you learn how to use your eyes. Agui realizes this as well, and kicks Woo out of the game before changing decks of cards. The game proceeds normally until Dae-gil is caught putting his hand near Mina's underwear. Agui bets all his money that Dae-gil has winning cards and Jang bets it all on Mina having a card hidden in her underwear. However, they're both wrong. Dae-gil had only pretended to hide a card to trick his opponents and get an easy win. Jang and Agui don't take this well and send Ghost to stop Dae-gil and Mina from leaving with the money. But Gwang-chul came prepared and he shoots Ghost's hand off. Then, Jang turns off the lights to attack them by surprise, but Gwang-chul kills him, although he gets wounded in the struggle as well. Afterward, Mina offers a helping hand to Woo, who turns her down. Suddenly, Gwang-chul points his weapon at Dae-gil and Mina and takes the money from them before escaping away in their car. A few days later, the news shows that Gwang-chul drove through the city while tossing money at people through the window and he later was found dead in the mountains. At home, Mina asks Dae-gil what he did with the extra card during the game and confesses he ate it just like Go had taught him. Their chat is interrupted by the arrival of a letter from Gwang-chul, who confesses having only pretended to betray them to protect them. Now everyone thinks they don't have the money and will leave them alone. In the letter, he included a map of where he hid the money in order for his dear sister to retrieve it and start a new life with Dae-gil. After getting the money back, Dae-gil throws away his last card deck, deciding to do as hands of God and quit gambling to have a better life. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more videos, please like, subscribe, and click that notification bell to get notified of our latest uploads.